Wow. Holy crap, holy. Look at that, dude. Whoa.
It was intense. That.
What's up, fam? Good morning. We are leaving today. We're back to your regular programming. We're getting ready to head home where we spent the last 3 days in Disneyland, and now we're packing up and getting ready to leave. First things first, we need to feed them breakfast. I packed like two.
No. We fed them yesterday.
You have to feed them. Feed and water them to make them grow. It's a thing. The kids have been confined in this space all morning. They keep wrestling and arguing, so that is how our morning is going. I packed 2 bags of bagels, a bunch of oatmeal, and we have 2 boxes of cereal. So they have tons of options. We also bring a toaster, like life hack, but the hotel that we stay at actually has a microwave, which is a huge benefit because we cook mac and cheese in here, oatmeal, all kinds of things. Do you like it, Burr? I can't remember.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, like that, perfect. Coming up. These kids like their bagels, I mean like burnt. Like so, this one isn't as burnt, but hold on, Caden's are next. And then you, and then Tommy. These are Caden's.
But still, I'm singing. What time will we leave, Mom?
Huh? Fire truck? Speaking of fire truck, since my kids like their bagels literally burnt to a crisp, like I'm talking, like this one isn't even, like Caden's probably gonna complain that those are not burnt enough. We have the toaster sitting right here and the fire alarm is right here. We have set off the fire alarm in this hotel how many times? Like 6 times?
Yeah, in 10 minutes.
In 10, like, so it keeps going off. Let's see if this gets approved. Kaden?
Oh my god, thank you.
Whoa, you're welcome. Okay, we're good. I also made a big boo-boo and I forgot to pack like an outfit for the kids to go home in. So they're all wearing either recycled clothes or clothes that we bought from the park.
That was a very good word.
Recycled clothes? Yeah. Like I picked like the cleanest clothes. Some of them are wearing like the clothes that they came here in and some of them are, yeah, so that's just how our life is going. They did all shower this morning, so we're ahead of the game. There you go, sir. Baby Groot just casually hanging out with you guys up there. Oh, I'm gonna miss this view. Look at the Matterhorn. I feel like I didn't get enough of a Disney fix because the park closed at 7 each day, and that's like a half day for us. Like normally we're in the park until close to midnight. Park didn't open until 9 and then it closed at 7. So that's just like, I don't know. Normally we're there like open to close, but it's okay. We'll be back soon, Disney. I'll be back soon for you.
In the middle, what can I do? Yeah, I just wanna be right next to you. Right in the middle, right in between. Ooh, it is up to you, we will be. Ooh, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in the middle with you.
I can't believe we fit all of this into your tiny little elevator. Rosalind said Jonah's absolutely terrified of elevators now after going on Guardians of the Galaxy. Feels so bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jonah was hugging me when we went in the elevator.
Made for each other, more than just lovers, but I guess that we will never know. 'Cause now we're back being casual, not very special. If you just said by then.
And we're off to see the wizard.
Movie. That's not Disney.
Oz. It's not?
That's not a Disney movie.
Oh, okay.
That's
well,
why she's singing that, because we're not Disney anymore.
exactly. We're on to the next task.
Alright, Universal, here we come!
No.
I would love to go to Universal right now. Universal's fun. You wanna go to Universal Studios?
Let's go to Disneyland.
You would have a lot of fun there, babe. It would be lots of fun.
Let's go to Disneyland.
I feel like we did a good job hitting. I think we got almost every single ride.
No, yeah, for sure.
I definitely feel like 3 days in Disney is usually enough. Yeah, we did.
You saw lots of princesses.
Today we didn't go, baby, because today we're leaving. But next time we come back, we'll see more, okay? She loved seeing those princesses. I definitely feel like 3 days in Disney is usually perfect, but with the time constraint, we didn't do nearly as much as we usually do or would have liked to do. We still get, we still did get to do mostly everything, and I think that it was a good trip. But.
You know what really kind of like brings your time down significantly more is that you have to stop and sit and eat. You can't travel to the next line.
You're right. Because anytime the kids wanted a snack, Disney has designated dining areas. So you can't go, typically you get a churro and you eat it on the way to your next ride, right? Like that's like what you do, especially when you have 7 kids who all want things at different times, and you know, so you really have to sit and coordinate because you have to actually sit down, even to just like eat some popcorn or to take a sip of water, like things like that.
Not even that, and then everyone doesn't eat just like at Galactic Grill. You have to go, you know,
travel. So yeah, that definitely, you're totally right. Like having to stop and eat slowed us down, and it just not being open as long slowed us down. But it's okay. We had a great time, and I cannot wait to go back. I cannot wait for their hours to be longer. Yeah, we did. That is one thing that I do like about it.
I've never seen her unless it was like a parade.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Mary Poppins was out. We definitely saw a significantly more amount of characters because they don't do meet and greets, so you don't actually like go to them to see them. They're just kind of everywhere, so that's kind of cool.
I had a very fun interaction with Donald Duck.
Oh, I heard you were talking to Donald Duck while we were on the roller coaster.
I talked to all of them. I spend the most time with Donald Duck.
Is Donald your current fave?
All of them are my favorites, but Donald Duck,
he's funny.
Yeah. Every one of them that I talked to, I was like, people keep on saying that there's a big building, but I don't see any. And all the other ones were like, yeah, there's no big building. But then when I said it to Donald Duck, he was like, it's right there! And then 2 other cast members, we were like, we don't see it. Do you mean Minnie's house? Yeah, that's pretty big. And he's like, no, there's a big building right there.
I also, as much as I love bringing all of the kids, I feel like it slows us down, not in a sense that there's a lot of them, like I guess that too, but in a sense that they all have different groups have different interests. Like bringing
and different needs. I really like bringing the boys together and bringing the girls together. And it has nothing to do with like being boy, being girl. Like they literally just have, in our family, they happen to have the same interests. The boys, they just want to do all the fast rides. They don't care about Small World. They don't care about the little baby rides. They don't want it. They're not interested in that. Whereas with the girls, it's a total opposite. They like physically cannot or will not go on fast rides like Space Mountain, Guardians of the Galaxy. Lilia sat out of quite a few because she's not interested in roller coasters. So I feel like catering to 2 different groups is like more difficult. Like you don't get to do as much. It's hard too because you want to stay together so everybody enjoys it like the same, but then it's also kind of fair sometimes to split up and do different things, and you know, then it's hard to coordinate something after because one ride will take 40 minutes, one ride will take 10.
Yeah, so even splitting up necessarily isn't always the solution because you would literally have to probably split up the entire day, and what's the point of going as a family if you're gonna split up the whole time? So personally, I'm a fan of you guys know this is a thing for us. I like to take my kids like a couple at a time or 1 at a time. I just find that, you know, it works out well. So, but it's always nice to go as a whole family once in a while too. So I'm glad that we did it, but I'm just already ready to go back. Can we just turn around? Chris like straight up put his car in park because it was just like dead stop traffic. We're on the Grapevine, if anybody knows what that is in the California area.
No, they're finishing up.
Oh, they're done.
They're tearing it down, not putting it. Okay.
But there apparently was like a crash or something, some kind of hazard on here, and it was just like dead stop in the middle of the mountain, like no service, no exits, no bathrooms. Thank gosh no one has said that they need to go to the bathroom. The kids are all being so patient. Like they've had not a single complaint, which makes this easier. But I don't know if I've like how much I've talked about this, but I hate driving with a passion. Like I hate with a passion driving, road trips, all that stuff. We've flown down to Disney a few times, and making this drive again makes me want to I never want to drive again. I hate it. I hate it. I hate sitting in a car, and now with all this traffic, it's gonna take longer, so it's gonna take us almost 7 hours to get home. Like, I'm just not interested. It's an hour flight. And now that the airport's like 15-20 minutes from our house, like,
yeah. we have yet to make our first stop. We are gonna stop at the end of the Grapevine to pick up some food. They have like a truck stop there and they have like all kinds of different food items and stuff.
Mommy, are we almost there?
Are we almost there? How long? Oh, okay, we're almost there, yeah. We're almost to the stop anyway, so.
The big stop.
The big stop, but.
Okay.
I feel how you look. That is like literally me.
I'm going with you.
You going with me? Okay. Stop number 1. Hopefully we don't have too many stops.
I'm doing elevators now.
I know, I heard, buddy. I feel so bad. You poor thing. Safe to say Jonah does not like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Go potty first, guys. Addelyn knew exactly what she wanted and where she was going. Okay, bathroom first, and then you can come get it. Put it down. Extremely healthy lunch. We're just the most healthy individuals
Actually, you know what?
ever.
You and Tommy actually, I feel like, got really healthy options.
For having fast food, I guess. But they had a choice between Taco Bell, McDonald's, and In-N-Out. So we have each of us have one of the 3 of those. Tommy got a lettuce wrapped burger.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah. Looks
With tomatoes.
So.
Yeah.
You're such a dork. Look at it. And then I get the black bean chalupas. So good from Taco Bell.
I've never tasted a black bean.
You would like it. What?
I did some my taco, the birdies. See?
Oh.
Look at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Hey, you're not supposed to feed the birds, baby.
You can't feed the birds.
They
Kyson
might
fed
get
half
sick.
of his meal to the birds too.
No, I didn't. I fed them bread.
And then we got Lilia bird watching over there. She's done with her burrito. We just heard a ton of sirens and apparently there is a fire on the freeway. So that's gonna be a fun journey home. We have 2 different ways that we can get home. Like they're the same way, but like one's west and one's east. And they're pretty much the exact same like time frame to get home. So we're trying to decide if we should go the 99 home or the 5 home. So I think we're gonna type it in and see which way is faster. And then we actually might meet up with my mom on the way home though, because she lives in Turlock, which is on the way. But we need to look at something in Modesto possibly. I don't know, that is to be continued. We're pretty much done here. Stretch your legs, folks. We're gonna be in the car for another like 5 hours. Do you need help tying your shoes? This is weird. Everything on the freeway is like going crazy too. Like this guy looks like Chris thinks there's so much traffic right here. He tried to leave off of the freeway and he's stuck. Look at head-on collision right there.
Oh God.
How?
I don't know how. That's crazy. I don't know. This is the opposite way. We're on the freeway. This just happened. There's no one here yet.
Oh my God. But does it look like people already called 911?
Look at all these.
Yeah, everyone's on the
tire
phone.
marks.
Oh, this girl has her baby in her arms on the side of the road. And 4 kids.
Oh, you just missed that. You just missed that show. Good thing you stopped for lunch.
I'm
Oh,
so confused.
The truck
You know,
rear-ended
someone got
them.
the wrong way, or
No,
oh, you
that-
know what? Sometimes they spin around.
Yeah,
and face the other way.
that truck rear-ended the SUV and the truck spun out.
And then there was a fire on the freeway when we were eating lunch.
You know, everybody's out now that the pandemic is over.
99 South is shut down completely. There's nothing, not a single car. And so we're driving north on it and we could see there was a like police out here and they have like an easy up set up and everything on the freeway and the guy with the notepad walking around jotting stuff down like they're investigating something.
Fatality.
We made a pit stop, a very unexpected pit stop. The story is actually pretty crazy. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think it's gonna come off the same way that like we feel about it. If you guys have been following me for a while, like you know, you probably recognize this street. This is the street that I grew up on. This is the street that my mom lived in forever up until a year ago, right? Like my whole life was on this street. We no longer live here. My Grammy, who just passed away in January, she used to live like, I don't even know, 7 houses down or whatever from us in this house right here. this house that she lived in. My Grammy ended up leaving this house and moving up to the city that I live in now. It was one of the reasons why I moved to where I was, is because my whole family kind of was just moving out of this area and into this new area. And so then eventually my mom moved. You know, we no longer live here, but we grew up on this street. After my Grammy moved out of this house, she kind of obsessed over it, and she was just like, I wonder like what's going on, like who lives there now? Like she lived in it for so long, and she just, not in like a weird way, but she was just like, oh, I wonder what they're doing now. You know, she didn't really love her landlord, and there was just always problems with it, and so she would always just like check up on it. Well, we found out this morning that the house, well, it happened this morning, the house that she lived in caught on fire. Like of all houses, it's just really weird, and it's something that she always like, I don't even know how to explain this, but she always thought that like someone was growing, after she left, she thought someone was growing marijuana in it. And occasionally our family's like that, like we love to like, I don't know, we're really nosy people, and we're always like, I wonder what they're doing now. I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it. But she always thought that that was like what was happening. And so apparently this morning the house caught on fire because people were growing marijuana in the house, and one of the lamps like caught on fire or whatever, and it actually burned down. So, not down, well you can see like but we're gonna go look at it from behind just because we're nosy, and it's on the way home. So my mom called me and she was like, Grammy would have loved this, like I want to take pictures and send it to her. Obviously we can't because she passed away, but she was like, you wanna come see it? And me being the nosy person I am, I was like, yeah, let's go see it. It's literally on our drive home. Hi, Bobby. Hi. The fire was in the kitchen. You can tell the picture that we saw. You guys wanna go look at it from the canal? Gosh, like my OG people know exactly where I'm at. And like the canal, like when I was pregnant with Lilia, I would like walk this canal like 3 miles a day. Like it was a thing. It's just such a thing. My mom called me this morning and told me the news, and I just got goosebumps. Just like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. So we're just being nosy rosies, and we needed a pit stop to stretch our legs anyway.
And closure
on
that part of our life.
I know. So weird. So weird. So weird. I don't know. It's so weird. Weird thing about it is that this is actually the second time that the house caught on fire. I actually posted on my YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure I did a video on this, but when my Grammy lived here at this house, there was another fire that happened that was caused by a terrible storm that the city had. Like we had a terrible storm, and a tree fell and it hit a gas line, and it set the house on fire.
Wait, this house?
Yeah, when Grammy lived there. Yeah, so it's just so crazy but it is confirmed that the reason this house got burnt down is because of what I just said. So look at this. Oh my God, this brings back so many memories.
Yeah.
This brings back so many memories for me. Like, ooh, this is where I grew up, right here.
We got a little ducky from Hojo, but I think this one would be better.
We got 2 rubber duckies from Hojo. Wow. Holy crap, holy. Look at that, dude. Whoa.
It was intense. That's not, they cut the roof off to ventilate. That's the,
yeah, that's like
and
straight.
that's right there.
Wait, what are they gonna do to the house?
We used to walk on this canal because my mom's old house is right down there. We would walk on this canal, and Grammy would always be sitting right here. This window would be open, and she would be sitting in her chair, and she would wave at us every time we would come by. My mom, it was a thing. She would run past here. I don't know, yeah. Insulation or something?
They'll probably demo it and rebuild it.
So many memories right here. I wonder if I'm sure I have a clip somewhere of Grammy waving through this window at us.
Oh yeah.
And she would just wave, and we would walk on past on our walk every night. Wow.
Hey Dad, you wanna race?
My mom was saying, I just want to take a picture and text it to Grammy.
Chris, there was water, just water draining from out of the inside of the house right here.
No.
From like putting the fire out.
I was telling Glenn they probably went through the backyard to
Yeah.
Addie used to go in there and you would see Grammy's puppies. You don't remember that? I do never not. Oh, you guys remember Mimi's house, right? This is so weird. We're not gonna look at, there's the pool, you guys. Don't go, you guys, that's someone else's house now. We're just casually walking by. That's the famous brick wall right there that a bunch of my kids took their pictures in front of. Oh, it's so weird.
Those things still there.
The wooden fence probably.
What a cute barn that you picked out.
Those are some nice blinds too. Like our final closing of this chapter.
Yeah.
Only 2 more weeks in Stanislaus County, and I'll
And then you're gonna rid yourself of it. Goodbye.
close the chapter. Not rid ourselves of it.
Close. Completely, finally. Totally close. We have 2 more weeks and there'll be almost no ties to it except that Gabe still lives here.
Oh, and Rosalind.
Rosalind lives here.
And Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, we can't rid ourselves of this place. That's surreal. Like, this is probably the last time we'll ever walk on this canal.
Yeah. Why would we ever?
It won't be.
I didn't think we would ever again.
True. Probably thought that we were already done with it, but
I'm still looking for a sign from Grammy.
I'm thinking to.
I mean, that was a pretty big sign. She always said that she knew what was going on in there.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know.
That's go ahead and be gone with this place. Permission.
She said, set this place on fire and stop worrying about me.
That's right.
Oh, this was good. I feel better walking around for a little bit. We've got like, what did it say, 54 minutes left in our journey until we're home, finally. It's just such a random, weird, unexpected sign. Like, what do you guys think? Do you believe in that kind of stuff? Do not go to my last Instagram post and comment on there if you've ever had something like weird happen, you know? Like, I don't know. If you know what I mean, you do, and if you don't, then you don't.
It's gonna be okay, no matter come what may. I'm gonna set things straight tomorrow. I let my worries fade, let them sweep away. There'll be another day tomorrow.
We're home. It is 10 p.m. Yeah, we left at 12, and it is 9:53 in the evening. That was definitely the longest car ride it has ever taken to get home. We're home. Hi, Mowgli. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. We were supposed to pick up Mango today. We planned on being home way, way earlier, and that didn't happen. So I had to call them on the way home and say, we're gonna have to pick him up in the morning. So it was fine, it was no problem. We just had to like pay for an extra day, which is fine. Wow. We're home, you remember this place? No? There's nothing more pleasing than coming home to a clean house. Doesn't feel good? Sadie, we missed you.
Mom, he still scratched my tooth in it.
Oh yeah, you lost your tooth. We forgot to put Kyson's tooth under the pillow last night, and so we need to put it under his pillow tonight. Oh, Mowgli missed you guys.
Oh, he's super scared of us. Mommy, can you please open this?
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you for using your manners. Oh, my bed. I've missed you.
So I just close my